for this year's elections. However, one expert warns that it would be difficult to track this kind of spending. Camille Samonte with the report.
Tumigil ako sa pag-aaral kasi ako yung inaasahan ng pamilya ko sa pang-araw-araw na gastusin.
Before the campaign period officially began, several political ads have already been released in mainstream media. But for these elections, candidates also took advantage of social media to reach more voters. In a study conducted by the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, Facebook Ads Library showed that the FB page of Kiko Pangilinan spent 14.3 million pesos for boosted posts from August 4, 2020 to May 2, 2022. It was followed by a page named Isko Moreno, our Philippine President, which spent 13.3 million pesos. Four Facebook pages named under Vice President Leni Robredo entered the top 10 campaign ad spending. In total, the four FB pages spent 35.2 million pesos for ads. Also included in the top 10 are the page of Senator Ping Lacson, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, former Defense Secretary Gubo Teodoro, and Attorney Chel Jokno. The COMELEC said that for these elections, they required the candidates to include campaign expenses on social media to be filed in their Statement of Campaign Contributions and Expenditures or SOCE. It will be based on the ads that are posted on verified social media pages or official channels of candidate.
Pag nagiging campaign ad siya, material siya, at gumagastos ka for some boosting, pag may kalakip na gastos, kailangan ma-declare yan doon sa iyong report.
Celebrities and social media influencers that were paid for the campaign are also required to report to the COMELEC on how much talent fee they received. But for social media researcher and University of Massachusetts Professor Jonathan Ong, it will be difficult for the COMELEC to track the campaign expenses on the basis of the Facebook report and SOCE of the candidate.
Itong Facebook ad library, ang nakakalculate lang niya yung mga boosted posts, yung mga images or videos na nagbayad ka to boost it on the platform. So this does not include, again, influencer marketing.
It is also not clear how COMELEC determines if a post is a political campaigning. Several meme pages and channels of influencers are also now being used to spread election propaganda.
They use parody, they use cartoon images, they use videos on TikTok. Hindi ito kasama sa definition ng digital advertising.
In the case of Bongbong Marcos, who is not in the top 10 Facebook ad spending, PCIJ says the camp of Marcos is more focused on meme wars and campaigning to fan groups, community pages, and influencers than using typical ads. The COMELEC admits that it is difficult to monitor the posts of netizens due to freedom of speech.
Medyo mahirap lang na pero if there are evidence talaga to show na they are hired yung service nila for purposes of yung ma-highlight yung kanilang candidacy, yung ang expense nun may add doon against that candidate, and kung mag-overspend siya, makakasuhan natin.
But Professor Ong has clarified that monitoring campaign ads on social media should not lead to censorship. He added that politicians should be transparent on how much money do they spend to win in elections. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
And a so-called supermajority is brewing in the Senate with only one opposition senator squarely in the opposition. Man Los Baños with the story.
The proclamation of the 12 winning senators is all formality. After all, the real work seems to have started for some of them vying for the Senate presidency. Returning Senator Alan Peter Cayetano admits some senators have started ringing him up.
Tatlo yung tumatakbong Senate President na alam ko, binibilang ko. And if I'm correct, none of them have the 13 or more right now. And pare-pareho sagot ko sa kanila. I'd like to remain independent.
Among the names popping up in the fight for Senate presidency are re-electionist Senator Mig Zubiri, Senator Cynthia Villar, and Senator Win Gatchalian. In the proclamation, Zubiri admitted that he is being pushed for the seat. He said that they're forming a bloc which believes in the sanctity of the chamber.
Sa grupo na yan, pipili kami ng leader. Isa po ako sa mga tinutulak sa grupo na yan. I'm honored.
He did not name the senators in the said bloc, but clarified that they're still short of the 13 members needed to secure the Senate presidency. But Zubiri said he is more than willing should he be chosen.
I've been a majority leader 3 times with 3 different Senate presidents. So kung sa mastery of rules, kaya po natin yan. Kung consensus building, kaya din po natin yan.
But he might have to face the hurdle of going neck-to-neck with Senator Cynthia Villar, a strong ally of President Duterte and the incoming administration.
I'm not running against anyone. At the end of the day, kami lahat ay mag-uusap. And we will look at the good of this institution. So, yun lamang po. They're all capable. Everyone is capable.
Senator Joel Villanueva, who is in Zubiri seatmates bloc, said that he has not made up his mind yet on who to support.
We have been talking. I think it's an open book that I'm a member of the seatmates group. So kung ano man yung mapag-usapan dun sa grupo na yon, I will submit to the wisdom of our group.
But while the Senate has yet to determine the next Senate president, one thing is for sure. The incoming upper chamber is set to be a supermajority with re-electionist Senator Risa Ontiveros among the few members of the opposition. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
PhilHealth says the 4% premium contribution rate starting June is retroactive from January of this year. Speaking on One Balita Pilipinas, Ray Balenya of the state insurer explained the increase is only taking effect next month. However, contributors also have to pay additional 1% for the last 3 months, albeit without interest. Balenya reminded the public that the hike in collections translates to an expanded coverage of benefits.
Una, ito ay para mapanatili natin yung kasalukuyang benepisyo na tinatamasa na ng ating mga miyembro. At ikalawa, para lalo pang mapagbuti at mapalawak yung ating pong mga benepisyo.
We'll be back with more stories after this short break. Keep it here on One News. are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Volunteer groups for outgoing Vice President Leni Robredo have started to assemble for the launching of the Angat Buhay NGO. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro with the story.
This is Amy Gabriel, one of the sign language interpreters for Robredo's rallies, pushing for inclusivity of the deaf and mute community.
They're clamoring for accessibility. Sabi nila, ano bang sinasabi niya? Anong programa nila para sa amin? Ganon.
But after 7 months of hard campaigning, was met with a loss. Gabriel won't deny the pain.
All efforts were there. Kaso siguro, hindi siguro time for her to win.
The loss dealt a huge blow on the morale of supporters. Then 5 days after the elections, Robredo chose to turn defeat into opportunity.
Sa unang araw ng Hulyo, ilulunsad natin ang Angat Buhay NGO. Bubuin natin ang pinakamalawak na volunteer network sa kasaysayan ng ating bansa.
Political science professor Richard Heydarian says the opposition has to learn from its poor showing in the last 2 national elections, where it figured in a virtual wipeout.
So I think there's really a need for some sort of anchor to keep the hope going as far as the liberal opposition is concerned.
Angat Buhay was the flagship program of the Office of the Vice President under Robredo. In the last 6 years, it has launched projects for agriculture, mental health, COVID-19, and other advocacies, concentrating on far-flung areas like Lanao del Sur. Volunteer pages for Robredo have already changed their names, for example, from Tangub City for Leni to Angat Buhay Tangub. They even recycled campaign posters for farming use. Volunteer groups for Robredo in different parts of the country have also started to assemble.
Imagine if this movement is given more time. But important here is strategy. Important here is constant mobilization and leadership. And I don't think Leni can do it alone.
Whether the new NGO transform into a political movement for future elections remains to be seen. But for now, Heydarian suggests that the opposition build a new set of leaders to reverse the trend. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Philippines registered 83% voter turnout in the recently concluded national and local elections. This is the highest turnout for automated elections in Philippine history. Prosecutors have indicted 3 PDEA agents and 4 police officers over a botched anti-drug operation in Quezon City last year. The suspects will face charges of homicide and direct assault. And the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas has raised the benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points to 2.25%. This is the first rate hike in over 3 years. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.